All right. So we've got this man who is paralyzed. And, Kelly, one of the things that you and I talk about in studying the Bible is we have to see these stories through the eyes of the first readers, this culture that Jesus is part of. And when we see someone who's paralyzed today, we think, oh, this person needs extra compassion. But when they saw someone who was paralyzed, they saw, oh, that's a person who sinned, right? And this is a shame on our culture. This man had brought shame to his family. So what does this say about these friends? What can we, what were these first readers thinking when they heard about friends bring this paralytic to Jesus?
Yeah, and not just one friend, 4.
Yeah, 4.
I mean, I think it says something about the friends and something about the paralytic, because I mean, yeah, that would be the common perception, that you have some hidden sin in your life, or something that you've sinned or someone else has sinned related to you, that you are like this. And for that to be the case, and for people to be willing to be associated with him, and then not just be associated with him, carry him, like do heavy lifting and do all of that, I think speaks to something in the paralytic. Because if he were just bitter and cynical, he's not going to have friends like that. Yeah. But he has 4 friends. And if you look at like statistics now and ask people how many close friends they feel like they have, like they could really, bear their heart to. I mean, the average is like 1 or 2 now. So then to have 4 friends, I mean, that is amazing. And it does say something about the relationship that they have, that these 4 friends are willing to be associated with this man, and all the shame that would come with that and with them, that maybe they would be seen by the Pharisees as enablers, or as people who don't let him off the hook, and carry him around. Like, he's in sin, probably, like, let him learn his lesson. I don't know, but that very likely could have been the posture. But they willingly bring them. And that's always made me wonder when Jesus says seeing their faith, like, who is the they he's talking about? Is he only talking about the friends? But we know, as we just talked about, it's really humbling to be helped. So to that man to let himself be carried in a place where there was such a crowd, I mean, there's faith in his own heart too. There has to be, so I've always wondered, Jesus, are you talking about all 5 of them? You're just talking about, we don't know 100% for sure, but I tend to think it's got to include that paralytic, that he would let himself be helped that way. It's so humbling and hard. It's always easier to help than to be helped, so.
Oh, it is. And you just think about when you're paralyzed, right? You have no control over your limbs. You can't move. You can't, and that can be awkward, being carried. What if your leg slips over the mat in an awkward way, and being lowered through a roof, like some weird things could be happening. And that is a really hard, humbling situation for this man to put himself in. But for him, it was worth it. And for them, it was worth it. Like, that's pretty cool. And I think, we're seeing something that probably didn't happen on your average Tuesday or whatever day this happened. So, and so, okay, let's talk about what they do actually. So, we taught what we picture with, if somebody were going to try and come through my roof, like that would be a big ordeal, right? You would need some sort of equipment, but the roofs were different then. So tell us, what does this mean? This digging through the roof?
Yeah, I know. No one could dig through our roofs, right? Just with their hands. So, which to me tells me this roof was probably built by hands. That I'm not sure. I'm not an expert in, the New Testament architecture of the day, but generally, I think the understanding is that a roof is going to be flat and serve as an extra space in your house that you can be on top of. And it was probably built. I just think to dig, again, this says something about the friends. This is someone else's property.
Yeah.
This is someone else's hard work. Someone else slaved probably over this roof to make it, and you just are haphazardly like, we're sorry, we're just going to dig the roof up of this house that's not ours. And I don't know if that probably means it's made of clay and mud and straw and other things like that, but enough that it doesn't seem like they have other tools, because their hands are probably busy carrying the mat when they are carrying it. And so here you have friends getting their hands grimy.
Right. And
And
there's some ingenuity here too, right? There,
mhm.
they probably weren't expecting it to be quite this crowded. I think this was plan B. Do you think?
I have no idea. Who knows what they were thinking? I mean,
Sure.
maybe there's definitely got to be some pivoting going on, that like Jesus is in town, we're going to see him.
Mhm.
And everything is blocked. And it's like, that doesn't stop them. So whether
Yeah.
they thought it was gonna be crowded or not, I don't know, but they are determined.
Yes.
Nothing will stop them, and they're
Exactly.
willing to damage someone else's property. I don't know that that's the takeaway, like, let's
Yeah,
go do,
no,
but the
right.
point is, they're Jesus is so preeminently important to them to get
Yeah.
to him, that they're willing to be misunderstood, to be accused of
Mhm.
tearing up roofs, to be all sorts of things. They're saying that cost is worth it.
Mhm.
Maybe they thought we'll replace it later. Who knows? Maybe
Sure.
they're good at building roofs and like, oh, we can fix
Yeah.
this later. But even
Yeah.
so, even if it were that, that's a lot of work later,
Sure.
So
Yeah.
they're still saying there's a big cost to get in here, but it doesn't matter. We've got to get to Jesus somehow.
Mhm.
And we're gonna then just gonna go through the roof.
Go dig it up. And I mean, I love the fact too that they got their hands dirty, right? It's a
Mhm.
roof made of some sort of mud or something, that they
Yes.
could dig through. So they got their
Mhm.
hands dirty to
Yep.
help get somebody to Jesus. They got their
Mhm.
reputations dirty. They got
Yep.
their hands dirty. And so this is not vandalism. This is kindness. This is ingenuity. This is just determination. And then okay, so we picture the roof is dug up, and I don't know, the way I picture it is they've got him on some sort of a mat or something, and they're lowering him through, and it's so crowded down there that the
Mhm.
people are obviously, I mean, they've been away, the sermon has been interrupted. And
Yes.
so someone's being lowered, and I just picture all the hands going up to like lower him down. And so here he is. And what is Jesus going to